Hey guys, back again to do a bit of a TBR video. Might be getting ahead of myself a little bit for January, but I've already tackled a couple pretty good sized books. But I thought I'd go over the ones that I want to read, or at least like kind of get to jumpstart me back into reading full time. So first, probably go with the books that I've either already read or in the middle of currently reading for January, since it is the 8th and I'm a little late getting this out. But first one is obviously Radio Silence. Love this book. This will be the 8th time that I've read it. I bought it in September. But, you know, you can never reread a book too many times. The second book is a book that I haven't seen a lot on BookTube, which I'm really sad about because I recently finished this, and I'll include some clips and everything of me in the midst of reading it at like 10 p.m. in the middle of the week, crying like the little baby I am over literature. But it is a graphic novel called On a Sunbeam by Tillie Walden. And this book, the art style in itself is absolutely amazing. Like, Tillie has such an incredible style, and I'm really glad to see that Miyazaki has influenced her in the way that he has, because this is a beautiful book with a beautiful story, and I highly recommend anybody that hasn't picked it up, please pick it up. Those are the two that I've already read. Next, I'm going to go in order. I'm kind of doing I read a YA, I read a fantasy, I read a YA, I read a fantasy thing for me. So the next one that I'm going to read is actually something that's been on my TBR since I got it 2 years ago, or a year ago for Christmas. And it is Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. I also have Eleanor and Park, but that'll probably be on February's TBR. But I need to tackle these books because Wayward Son comes out sometime this year, and I really, really need to read that one. And I've heard such great things about this author's books and how beautiful like the stories and everything are, and I really want to experience it for myself, I guess. Next, I joined an online book club, and for a book that we decided to read this month, it was Caraval by Stephanie Garber. I've heard a lot of things about this on BookTube, and it was super popular a while ago, and I just never quite got around to reading it. I still don't own my own copy because this, On a Sunbeam, and one other book in this stack are all from my local library, because at the time I do not have more shelving on my bookshelf, and I was saving my money because at the end of this week I'm going to Minneapolis for the weekend, because I didn't say this before, I'm based out of South Dakota, so there's not a whole lot going around. My town itself doesn't have a bookstore. We only have whatever Target locally has, which is not a whole lot. I kind of cleared them out, but I use the library a lot, and this weekend I'm going to be getting myself a copy of On a Sunbeam if Barnes & Noble has it, and probably my own copy of Caraval because I cannot check this out a second time. It already is on a wait list. They informed me that it's got a couple people already waiting, so not to be late, because I'm friends with a couple of the librarians there. Next, that one is more fantasy related, so we'll go. Next, I'll probably read A Marriage of Unconvenience. I finally found my copy. It was hiding in my fantasy shelf. I don't know why. It's a YA contemporary, but this book is about two best friends who get married to get one of theirs inheritance. They had a clause where she had to be married. Didn't say to who, and then they fall in love. It is YA Women Love Women, and it does seem to be a fairly quick read. I'm not sure. I haven't read any reviews on it. I saw a blurb for it on Tumblr, and I was like, cool, I'll grab it. It was $5, so even if I don't like it all too much, I'm not out a whole lot of money, and I can donate it to my library so that somebody else who might enjoy it more can have it. Up next, we're going to be tackling this, Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare, because I just actually bought a copy of Lord of Shadows and a copy of Queen of Air and Darkness that I was also going to put in this video, but I'm clearly not going to be able to tackle those along with the rest of this giant stack because I work a full-time job, I have a cat to take care of, I have somewhat of a social life that doesn't revolve around books as much as I'd like it to, but you win some, you lose some. Up next, we have Been Here All Along by Sandy Hall. My mom got me this for Christmas, and I specifically said, get me books that you think I'll read, and most of the books she got me were some LGBTQ representation based books, and I haven't heard a whole lot about this one. I feel like I've heard a couple things, but not a whole lot as of late, so I'm going to have to give it a try and see how I like it. And finally, the last one is Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. Simply because I was told to read the Grishaverse trilogy before I read Six of Crows so I can get all the world building, but that it is fairly 2012-ish in its style, but I'm still a sucker for Twilight. I still have my copies. I still own all the movies. Like, I'm still a sucker for that era, so I might just have to see how it feels. What? Are you mad? I didn't give you your obligatory camera shot, did I? Okay. Well, this is my TBR for you guys. I will probably post those clips along in there somewhere, and if not, I will post a separate reading vlog that I'm going to be doing throughout the month that'll have those clips in there. So, catch y'all later. Have a great day.